What's going on, guys? I got an update on the Minnesota Guardian. I did a video on him about 7 or 8 months ago. He was arrested. He was only 18. He got arrested for assaulting a woman, sexually assaulting a woman, grabbing her breast, tasing her. They found her with taser prongs in her. And he was arrested and put on $160,000 bail, and then it was up to $100,000. And his court date was on April 5th, I think it was, where he accepted a plea deal. It was a 2-year probation and less than 30 days in jail, which is crap. But anyway, it got screwed up, and I've got a video of this lady going over what happened because she was there in the courtroom. But first, let's watch a news clip from what actually happened in the first place.
To his thousands of followers on YouTube, a St. Paul man is known for pushing the limits of the First Amendment.
But tonight, police and prosecutors say he crossed the line, sexually assaulting a woman and attacking her with a taser. The Fox 9 investigators spoke to the man a year and a half ago.
And a warning for you tonight, this story contains some graphic details. Here's Tom Lydon.
At the end of the day, I'm just trying to inform the public about the rights that you have as an American citizen.
Anthony Wickless calls himself the Minnesota Guardian. On his YouTube channel, the baby-faced 20-year-old conducts what he calls First Amendment audits, essentially walking into public buildings and rudely interrogating public employees against their wishes.
No, you don't have a right to do that. So I can...
Wait, why don't I have the right to do that? Don't I pay for this building? Don't I pay for your salary as a taxpayer? What's your name? You're a government employee. I'd like to know my public servant's name. What is your name, servant? What's your name, servant?
Wickless also trails police, and that's what he was doing Sunday night in St. Paul when police say he stalked a woman who appeared to be having a mental health crisis and was especially vulnerable. According to criminal charges, he told her his name was Tony and he was an expert in de-escalation. He never said he was a cop, but she saw a police scanner and tactical gear in his Crown Vic. She says he offered her a ride home and began making sexual advances, offered her money for oral sex, then began masturbating. When she rejected his advances, she says, he began to drive more aggressively, got off the freeway in a White Bear Lake neighborhood, pushed her out of the car, and tased her, not once, but twice, then sped off. But she got his plate. St. Paul police arrested Wickless Monday night, and today he was charged with second-degree assault and criminal sexual conduct in the 5th degree.
What do you mean, what am I doing? Running up on the scene. Trying to see what's going on, man.
Plenty of people saw trouble coming with Wickless, but there was little they could do. The Fox 9 investigators caught up with Wickless last year outside Daniker's Market in St. Paul.
Well, the lady didn't like that I was filming in there, and I left, and then she took my glove.
Just walking around the store, and he talked by himself.
The owner kicking him out for the 3rd time.
We're so scared, so we told him to leave.
Everybody's welcome, right? Until it gets weird.
He'd also been kicked out of Mucci's Italian across the street.
The whole time, camera in my face.
Ramsey County had warned its employees to be courteous to him as long as the behavior wasn't threatening.
If there is a lesson to be learned also, I would say we would have learned it the first time. This is a movie that doesn't need a sequel.
There have been plenty of sequels with more than 100 videos. Along with so-called collaborators, he's hit the DMV.
I just said, do not kill me.
The post office.
Ma'am,
this is not a job.
This is a job, ma'am.
It's called invasion of privacy.
It is not, ma'am.
It doesn't matter what I said. You better get that camera off of me.
And the lobby of the Bureau of Criminal Apprehension.
Holy 4D for us? There's no expectation of privacy in a public setting. So you can't expect privacy if you're in a public place.
But there is a right not to be harassed. You
I agree.
But the more confrontational the video, the more clicks it gets. Minnesota Guardian has 13,000 subscribers and more than 2 million views. Enough traffic to make money. How much, he won't say.
Do you consider yourself a member of the press or the media?
I do. I believe that not only am I part of the press, but everybody is. That's part of the First Amendment, freedom of the press.
Wrapped in the First Amendment, there wasn't much police could do. They would arrest him for disorderly conduct, but the charges never stuck. More often, he's in danger of being assaulted, like when he recorded people entering a mosque while wearing a Make America Great hat. Or at Bloomington City Hall, where he walked in wearing a flak jacket that said press on it.
So I'm going to be honest with you.
Okay.
If I saw you come into the Bloomington City Hall with what looks like a flak jacket,
I'm going to think I'm in the middle of an active shooter situation. That would scare the living hell out of me.
I don't think so, because I didn't go, and also it's not against the law to wear one of those kind of vests.
But you know the world we live in.
Okay, right, but I had clear indicators about what I was doing there.
A year and a half ago, Wickless told me he wasn't going to stop pushing the boundaries. Police and prosecutors believe the petulant provocateur finally crossed that line, going from so-called guardian to predator. Tom Lydon, Fox 9.
That was a news clip. Channels like James Madison and a bunch of those other frauditing channels went after Tom Lydon, the news guy there, said he was lying and all this and that. But anyway, he was arrested and he did get charged. It was originally a felony. The plea deal was for 2 misdemeanors, one of which was a 3 to 5 year sentence. One was 2 years probation. So he was going to get off with less than 30 days and 2 years probation, which is a bullshit sentence for a guy who abducts a woman and tases her and is in fear of being raped by this moron. But anyway, of course, he knows everything. He's 18 years old. He knows everything about how things work. So, you know, he's an auditor. Now I'm going to show you the clip of the lady that went to the court trial. And her name's Gia, I think. I can't remember. But anyway, I'm going to put a link to her source video in the description. I did speed up her video to 1.5 faster than she actually speaks. It's not really noticeable, but it shortened up the video by about 3 minutes.
Hello, everyone. I apologize that I did not make a video about Tony's sentencing today. The sentencing just happened a few minutes ago, I wanted to make this video as soon as possible. I was expecting to go to the sentencing. The offer that was on the table was 2 years probation and less than 30 days in jail. So I was just planning on going. The judge would say he gets this, and then we're done. That's not what happened. It was juicy. So anybody that didn't have that information, I am going to go over my notes, what happened, and then we can discuss what we think. So around 10:30, Mr. Plesha, Jeremy Plesha, who is Tony's attorney, entered the room, and then he requested a breakout room with the judge and Soma Yarni. So he did that. They were gone for quite a while. Came back after they discussed another case. Then the case was called again. Tony was out of the room, and Mr. Plesha had to reconnect, so they weren't there. But after a few moments, Mr. Plesha said that there was a pre-sentence investigation, which included the psychosexual report. So there were 2 reports. One was psychosexual, the other, I'm not sure, but another psychological exam. And they had substantial issues with both reports. They contested much of account of what happened. They were requesting a hearing under that rule. They want an independent report because of his real life versus the account. There were premises led to conclusion. He doesn't think this needs live testimony. He wants evidence of body-worn camera. Also says that the grossly mischaracterized order of events. He wants to get an independent report from Project Pathfinders, and he said that he could just submit exhibits, or they could have another hearing to then submit those exhibits. The judge, Kelly Charles, had reached out to counsel. The issue that she has is that last court date, he admitted to the charge of 5th-degree sexual assault, and now to 2 separate people, he did not admit to that charge. So she's wondering if it's the best to withdraw the plea and take to trial, to show what happened in the car. Plesha said he's not denying the incidents. He admitted to touching the victim's breast. He is contesting about the body-worn camera, the victim's statements, that if the court were to see that, they'd walk away from a different understanding and walk away knowing the real facts. So the judge will review those items. He did plead guilty, but he didn't admit to 2 other people. So the defense said that it is not about the victim's behavior. And she said it sounds like there's victim blaming in this case. And Plesha came back and said that to contest any part of presenting. Plesha took offense to the prosecutor saying that there's victim blaming. And it's just a matter of what happened. So there was discussion of the body-worn camera. It said that the officer was not in the car at the time of the offense, of course. So there's no body-worn camera of the incident. So, folks, we have no sentence, and it is not over. So our next date is quite a while away. It's going to be Tuesday, June 28th in the afternoon at 1:30. My semester will be long since over by then, so I will be there. I'll definitely be on my schedule, and I will continue to make reports.
Okay, I'm going to end it there. She goes on for about another few minutes about the details of the trial and some other interesting things. You can go to her channel. I'll put the link to the source down in the description. Go check her out. But she's following this pretty close. I think she's a student somewhere in the area, so she's probably an intern or something and is required to cover some things. But anyway, yeah, check her out. The guy still hasn't been convicted yet. If he goes to a jury trial, which it sounds like what's going to happen, he is going to get hammered bad. I can't wait for that to occur. Anyway, thanks for watching. Bye. It's just a brief update. Bye.